The chemical properties of atoms are determined by all the electrons and their configuration. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is false. Nichrome is used for A. Overload line wires. B. Heater coils. C. Lamp filaments. D. All of the above. The correct answer is heater coils. If K is Boltzmann's constant and T is absolute temp, then at room temp, A. kT 0.025 eV, B. kT 0.5 eV, C. kT 1 eV, D. kT 100 eV. The correct answer is kT 0.025 eV. If the valence electron is separated from a copper atom, the remaining part of atom has a net charge of A1, B1, C0, D3. The correct answer is 1. The dielectrics having only one kind of atoms are known as elemental dielectrics. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. For a core having a relative permeability R, magnetic dipole moment per unit volume m, and field strength H, the flux density B is A. BRHm, B. B0Hm, C. B0RHm, D. B0RHm. The correct answer is B0Hm. The law that where K is thermal conductivity is electrical conductivity and T is absolute temperature for all metals is equal to a universal constant is known as A. Lorentz law, B. Wiedemann-Franz law, C. Curie's law, D. Keke law. The correct answer is Lorentz law. In elemental dielectrics, the orientation and ionic polarization are absent. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. In which of the following semiconductor are holes majority carriers? A. Intrinsic, B. Extrinsic, C. P-type, D. N-type. The correct answer is P-type. The equation D0RE refers only to isotropic materials. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. When a ferromagnetic substance is magnetized, there are small changes in dimensions. This phenomenon is called A. Hysteresis, B. Magnetostriction, C. Dimagnetism, D. Dipolar relaxation. The correct answer is magnetostriction. An electron in a homogeneous magnetic field and having velocity perpendicular to the direction of field moves A. perpendicular to the field, B. along the field, C. along a straight line inclined at 45 to field, D. in a circular path. The correct answer is in a circular path. Spontaneous polarization occurs in ferroelectric materials. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. For a given value n of principal quantum number, the number of possible electronic states are A. n, B. n2, C. n3, D. n. The correct answer is n2. Electrical conductivity of metals expressed in Ohm1 M1 is of the order of A. 1010, B. 10.5, C. 10.4, D. 10.6. The correct answer is 10.5. In a metal, the probability of a state 0.1 eV below Fermi level being occupied A is more than the probability of state 0.1 eV above Fermi level being occupied. B is the same as the probability of state 0.1 eV above Fermi level being occupied. C is less than the probability of state 0.1 eV above Fermi level being occupied. D may be equal to or more or less than the probability of state 0.1 eV above Fermi level being occupied. The correct answer is more than the probability of state 0.1 eV above Fermi level being occupied. An homogeneous dielectric material is subjected to an electric field E. If a small cavity is made inside the material, the electric field intensity inside and outside the cavity are different. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is false. A dielectric is subjected to alternating field. The dielectric losses are potential to A. Real part of dielectric constant. B. Imaginary part of dielectric constant. C. Both real and imaginary parts of dielectric constant. D. Either real or imaginary part of dielectric constant. The correct answer is imaginary part of dielectric constant. Semiconductors have a positive temperature coefficient of resistivity. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is false. An electrolytic capacitor can be used for A. AC only. B. DC only. C. Both AC and DC. D. High frequency AC. The correct answer is DC only. Figure shows a composite capacitor. If CA.CB.CC are the capacitances of capacitors ABC, the overall capacitance C is AC CA.CB.CC, BC CA.CB.CC, CC, DC. The correct answer is C. As regards ferromagnetic Curie temperature QF and paramagnetic Curie temperature, A. QF, B. QF, C equal to or less than QF. D may be equal to less than or more QF. The correct answer is QF. If there are no permanent dipoles in a dielectric material, the dielectric constant is independent of temperature. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. An electron shell corresponding to principal quantum number n can contain a maximum of A. n2 electrons, B. 2 n2 electrons, C. 2 n electron, D. n3 electron. The correct answer is 2 n2 electrons. A sheet of bakelite is inserted between the plates of an air capacitor. The capacitance will A. increase, B. decrease, C. remain the same, D. may increase or decrease. The correct answer is increase. The spin angular momentum along a given direction is either or A. true, B. false, C. D. The correct answer is true. Lines of magnetic field cannot intersect. A. true, B. false, C. D. The correct answer is true. At T0 the resistivity of a perfect single crystal of a metal is A. 0, B. low, C. high, D. finite. The correct answer is 0. In a polyatomic gas the types of polarization which exist together are A. electronic and orientational, B. electronic and ionic, C. ionic and orientational, D. electronic orientational and ionic. The correct answer is electronic orientational and ionic. The number of tightly bound electrons in silicon atom are A. 14, B. 10, C. 6, D. 4. The correct answer is 10. Electric dipole moment is usually expressed in dBA units. Here 1 dBA unit equals A. 3.33 x 1030 cm, B. 3.33 x 1030 cm2, C. 3.30 x 1010 cm, D. 3.33 x 1010 cm2. The correct answer is 3.33 x 1030 cm. 1 Bohr magneton. A. true, B. false, C. D. The correct answer is true. An electron charge E is rotating in a circular orbit of radius r around a proton with charge E at a constant angular velocity. The orbital magnetic dipole moment is A 0.5 ER2, B ER2, C 2 ER2, D 0.5 ER3. The correct answer is 0.5 ER2. In a virgin specimen of iron, the direction of spontaneous magnetization varies from domain to domain. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. Which of the following is used in lightning arresters? A thermistor, B photoconductor, C transistor, D varistor. The correct answer is varistor. High-frequency inductors and capacitors are commonly plated with silver. The main purpose of this is to A. Reduce DC resistance, B. Reduce AC resistance, C. Increase DC resistance, D. Increase AC resistance. The correct answer is reduce AC resistance. In its lowest state, the electron is bound to the field of proton by an energy equal to A 100.5 eV, B 51.2 eV, C 13.6 eV, D 0.2 eV. The correct answer is 13.6 eV. In a ferromagnetic material, the internal field seen by a dipole is A equal to applied field, B equal to applied field minus a contribution from neighboring dipoles, C equal to applied field plus a contribution from neighboring dipoles, D equal to or less than applied field. The correct answer is equal to applied field plus a contribution from neighboring dipoles. The iron core of a coil is removed so that it becomes an air-cored coil. Its inductance will A. Increase, B. Decrease, C. Remain the same, D. May increase or decrease. The correct answer is decrease. A circular sphere mile is the area of cross-section of a wire. A. Having a diameter equal to 1 miles, B. Having a radius equal to 1 miles, C. Having a circumference equal to 1 miles, D. None of the above. The correct answer is having a diameter equal to 1 miles. In an hydrogen atom, an electron moves in the field of a proton. The stability of orbit requires equilibrium between coulombs force and centrifugal force. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. For small-size high-frequency coils, the most common core material is A. Air, B. Ferrite, C. Powdered iron, D. Steel. The correct answer is air. The orientation polarization of a polyatomic gas is inversely proportional to absolute temperature. A. True, B. False, C, D. The correct answer is true.